What's good, YouTube? It's your man, Turn Me Up Tony. Back at it with another reaction video today. And listen, I just had to come through quick with this nice reaction that we got on this lovely Thursday night. So the topic of today is, what is the worst age you can be in 2025? There's a lot of debates going around. You know, we hearing these new slang words and terminologies. We got the YNs, we got the unks, we got the in between. That's all I know. The YN and the unks. But without further ado, we're gonna get into the video and see what the people's talking about. And see what is the worst age that you can be in 2025. Let's get it.
The worst possible thing you can say as a child is the phrase, "I can't wait to grow up." As kids, we associate higher age with more freedom, independence, and the ability to do things we aren't allowed to do when we're little. Kids be paying attention to the bullshit media being exposed to all these people's lives and visions, so much to the point it's corrupting their image of what a good life really is. They see.
That is true, though. That is true. How many of you since a young age couldn't wait to grow up? You couldn't wait to be a teenager. I could have sworn, like when I was 5, I couldn't wait till I was 15. When I was 15, I couldn't wait till I was actually now. When I was 15, I was kind of one of the self-aware ones. I was like, you know what? I'm getting old. I'm about to be 18. When I turned 18, that was like as if, nigga, I just turned 45. Like, I felt ancient. But that is true. As a kid, it's like your mind is all over the place and you're paying attention to these things and the stigma and then your peers saying all these different things. And it's just, bro, just be a kid. Don't worry about none of that extra stuff. Just be a kid. Go to school, do your homework.
Older people having access to all these things with the ability to do whatever they want, whenever, not knowing that it will come with a price. It's normal for a kid to want freedom. Shit, that's how everybody's supposed to be. But them wanting to grow up fast has nothing to do with freedom. These badass little kids just don't want to respect the nigga, bro. They don't want to be told what to do. They don't like being told when they're in the wrong.
And all that that is a result of bad parenting. If your kid is telling you what you should do, what you should wear, and telling you this, that, and being mad disrespectful, that comes to your parenting duties. Listen, my kid ain't on none of that. He ain't on none of that. I'll be damned if he gonna tell me what to do. I'll be damned. You gonna sit here, you gonna point the finger at me and tell me what to do. I wish you would. I grew up in an era where I got hit with belts, chairs, ladders, sticks, and stones may break my bones. That's the area that I grew up, the era I grew up in. There was no talking back to your mom, your pops, your grandmother. And if you talk back to your parents' friends, it was on sight still. I turned out fine.
I swear my generation grew up with the motto of fuck old heads in the back of their head. Because at a certain age, we realize that they don't know shit. Our lives and most of the things we can't do is a reflection of their insecurities. It's something you don't know that yet. We spend so much time trying to undo generational curses and shit. If my generation doesn't fuck with anybody, it's the old head. And I said if these new generation of young niggas don't fuck with nobody, it's fuck everybody. The other day, my fat ass got done jumping rope and I got hungry as hell out of nowhere. And it wasn't like one of them normal hungry feelings, like, you know, you feel like a little bubble or two. Like, it wasn't one of them. It was one of them instances where you can feel your body eating itself slowly. All the excess fat in my body is being used for nourishment and shit. Can't even buy food because niggas don't got nothing in their pocket but 3 crumpled up dollars and 2 Chuck E. Cheese coins. I'm by a vending machine though. I'm buying a little snack. And as I'm walking out the room, I see this old DJ Mustard looking ass little boy standing outside the door. And I ask him, hey, you trying to come in? He gonna be like, nah, bitch, leave me alone.
Nah, these young kids is different nowadays. If they talking like that, I'm telling you, bro. It's like parents, mothers, fathers, you got to do a better job. You got to do your kid should not be that disrespectful at the age of 7. He should not be walking around like he's on 2. Like, as if he wish a nigga would try him today. No, little Jimmy, you need to sit down, play your Fortnite, and drink your apple juice. You're not on Nathan. Stay in a child's place. Be respectable. You know, it's like society, we're failing to pour into our youth. And our youth is the future. That's going to be the result of that. If we're not going to take the time out of our days, off of our phones, or whatever the case may be, to pour into our children, then we're only setting them up to be acting just like that. But then we want to complain that they need to do better and they need to be better. No, we also need to be better at raising them and teaching them. Because who you think they're learning it from? Look what they hear. Look what they watch on TV. There's no positive role models.
Nigga, what the fuck did I do? We both started staring at each other and shit. Nigga looking at me with a straight face, as if he wanted to say, yeah, bitch ass nigga, I said it. And the thing is, I walked away like a pussy, as if he really did say that shit. You know, little kids, bro. Getting in an argument with these niggas is like signing your life away to the devil, because these niggas ain't finna do nothing but give you straight hell. You can be the toughest joker of all time. You can hit these niggas with the greatest roast of your life, and they won't feel none of that shit. Yeah, everything they say back to you is gonna hit your ass like it never did before. Because when you roast somebody, you're still supposed to take their feelings into consideration. Because some things you don't say, some things is just off limits. You got a gap in your teeth, them niggas will straight up tell you.
That's the thing about kids. Kids are very honest. Children, if you want to know how you look, just go ask a child. Go ask a 5-year-old to the age of 12. How is your outfit fire? I guarantee you they're going to be brutally honest with you. A kid would tell you if you look hit. They're going to tell you if you looking crazy. These children, like, bro, they have no filter whatsoever. Because when you're a kid, it's like you live in this realm of like, I don't know if it's ignorance is bliss or it's just like you're just in a moment. And I think that's what it is. It's like as we get older, we start worrying about things that just don't matter. Kids are just they're just living in the present. They worry about having fun, having a good time, meeting friends, playing tag, going to school. But as we get older, we start focusing on our image, our relationships, our future, our careers, and all these things plague us. All these things that we normally wouldn't say to a person on a day-to-day basis. We stop with being honest. At least some people. I'm still going to keep it 100 with you. I'm just not going to say it up front. I'm just not going to be the one to say, hey, yeah, man, you looking type crazy. If you ask me if you look crazy, I will tell you yes, if you personally do. But I ain't going to violate you. I'll let you rock.
Why your teeth fucked up? You need to go to the dentist. Nigga, kill yourself. Straight up, just like that. Niggas tell you that shit straight just like that. Your grandma died? It don't matter. Them niggas is gonna make sure to remind you every second. And I'm not gonna let no little ass kid ruin my day because he insensitive. I made the business decision and I walked right away. I took my ass right. I walked right away. Fuck him. I just walked away. Because the only way to beat a little kid in an argument is by putting that little nigga in a 3-week-old Amazon box and shipping that nigga off to Switzerland or some shit. You can't tell these younger niggas shit because they want to grow up so badly. These little niggas don't know that reality finna hit like shit and they not finna know what to do. They don't know shit get real because shit really do get real. But the thing about me is, I knew it was finna get real since I was a little boy. Since I was a little kid, I knew shit get dark. I knew shit get real. And in honor of that, I'm gonna be telling y'all the worst ages you can be in 2025. So I don't want to honorable mention 18. To be honest, I think this is probably the #1 age that everybody claims is ass. I think that's quite dramatic.
18 is like one of those ages that's like is terrible because you're stuck in between being a YN and then now you're considered an adult, but you can't drink and you're still under your parents' like supervision under their household. You don't have your own insurance and stuff like that. So you still figuring it out. You might go off to college, you might not. So it's kind of one of those weird places where you're still figuring out yourself, but you're still young. You're still basically a teenager. You are a teenager. It's just society just tells you, hey, you're an adult. You're 18. You're a grown ass man. Deep down, you're not. Your brain is not even developed till you're like 25. There is some people who are, I've seen some mature 18-year-olds, but for the most part, a lot of them are stuck at basically 17 part 2. 17 2.0, all the way until you're like 22, 23. So it is one of those ages where it's just like, I don't know.
You only saying that because you just graduated high school and you don't know what to do with your life yet. That picking in high school shit crazy. Niggas really be walking through the hallway every single day like they Chris Brown or some shit, swearing up and down they famous because they can get a bucket or two for their high school. Their whole identity was built off getting glazed by cougar English teachers and niggas with low self-esteem. And when you graduate, all them people go away and nobody is left to gas you. So that leaves you with no identity. And now you don't know who you are anymore. Or maybe it's not even that. At 18, no matter how independent you are for your age, you still have been told what to do your whole life. Going to school and being a fucking good kid was your only responsibility. Nigga, I just voice crack. What the fuck? 18 is the first time when you realize that you live and die by your own decisions. In school, if you wanted to whoop a nigga ass, you could. All you would get is a slap on the wrist or 30 minutes in ISS where you're supposedly supposed to learn your lesson. Niggas didn't do shit in ISS but scribble on paper and throw pencil lead at the supervisor. You don't face real consequences at a young age. You randomly decide to beat a nigga ass after high school, they gonna fuck around and put your ass right in the slammer.
You're going to jail. You fight at 18, you're going to jail. Congratulations, you're going to jail. And this ain't Monopoly. There's no get out of jail free card unless your parents got like $1 billion quadrillion where they can pay all your lawyer expenses. You got to live with your consequences. You know, so like I said, it's one of those ages where you're not fully mature, so you have to be very wise of the decisions that you make. It is a weird age to be. It is very weird. Because now you got to go off to college, you got to go live on your own. You're considered an adult. At 18, no, you're a child. 18 is a child. In my eyes. I don't know about y'all. 18.
In the slam, you ain't finna be in that bitch with niggas that did weak ass crimes. You gonna be in that hole with the serial killer niggas, the ones that was these little kids and shit. You get put in jail for a simple, mild altercation. Your malicious ass inmates gonna walk you down and make a straight man out of you. They got 3 different hand-carved machetes tucked deep down in their inventory, saving it for any weak ass nigga they can take advantage of. And surprise, you are that weak ass nigga because you're the one who got arrested for that weak ass fight. So now you're on the verge of having a shank puncture every hemisphere of your brain, all because you don't want to give up no butt. But that's not the point. It's easy for you to go to jail.
Wait. What is going on? Where is this video? Where is this going? Where is this video going? I just heard something about butt, giving up the butt. Like, what? Let's continue.
Hell is an 18-year-old because some niggas don't understand that they are grown men now. They aren't minors in high school. Anything you say can or will be used against your ass now. Life starts here. And if you understand that, you will be fine. The real age you need to avoid is 15. I'm telling you right now, there is nothing good that comes out of life when you are 15. Starting with the simple fact that you can't even drive. And that would be okay if you weren't surrounded by people that do drive. 15, you like a freshman.
Yeah, 15 is like, I think anything, I feel like the best ages you could be is I'll say 24 to like 35, 34. I say that's prime. That's prime. Any ages in between that is you're gold. Anything below 20, it's you're considered young. Anything below 24, you're considered a teenager, basically an infant. In the real world, in relationships and dating, it's you're not taken serious. You're still developing. You're still pretty young. You're still knowing about yourself. It's a weird time. Anything below that, high school, it's cool. I would not relive high school again. Remind you, high school was popping. I was cool in high school. I would not want to relive that again. High school is just a weird fate. I think being an adult is such a up and down experience where it's yes, it comes with its lows, but there's a lot of highs. There's a lot of perks with being an adult. You're learning about yourself. You're more mature. You stop caring about things that you did care about in high school. You're a different person. Essentially, you're a different person. You start getting fully in your peak shape, your peak mental. I don't know. Anything before that and then anything after that is alright. You start paying, even though you're still basically young, but society wants to look at you as you're ancient. If you're 35 and plus, society wants to label you as ancient, you're irrelevant. When you're young, and to me, somebody who's very young is 18 to 50. I consider a 50-year-old young. That's just me.
in high school. Every single other age group in high school is driving except you. So after school, you gotta beg your homeboy to give you a ride home. You start bumping your head to his music and shit in the car, knowing damn well that shit ass. The only thing you can look at every day is your shitty permit. Niggas be looking like straight skinwalkers on their permit. Getting the permit has to be the most pointless shit of all time. Because when am I taking a multiple choice test for something I'm gonna be physically doing? Only to still not be able to drive right after anyway. What did they fucking do? I've been granted permission to drive a vehicle with my mom. Who cares? If anything, my mom or dad riding in the car with me would be the reason you take the license away from me. Because don't get this shit confused. I'll whip that bitch, bro. I'll whip that bitch, nigga. I'll show a nigga a good ride. But when my mom or any other guardian is in the car with me, I lose all sense of driving skills. I become a 68 overall driver with 2 badges, hitting mailboxes and shit. Because parents think now is the perfect time to start coaching nigga like it's the NBA finals. If you're 15 and somebody asks for your ID, hey bro, just say you don't got that shit, bro. Because pulling out that multi-foldable piece of shit, black and white shit, bro, it's gonna be too much of a hassle. Them niggas gonna think you handing them your birth certificate and shit. And then another thing about being 15, you can't even get no bitches.
I'm kind of skim through this.
No, you literally can't get any bitches. Because your age, you competing with niggas that's 27. At 40,
Right, so
you literally you handing them your birth certificate and shit. And then another thing about being 15, you can't even get no bitches. Because when all the super seniors, you competing with niggas that got mortgages and shit. You sitting up here trying to do extra chores around the house so your mom will spare you a 20 so you can go out.
Disclaimer, I didn't know about the provocative images. Forgive me. I don't know. I'm just a messenger. I'm just reacting. So if you're young or if you are sensitive to certain images, I would advise you to please be aware. Skip through this. I'm trying to get through this too. I'm trying to give my man the benefit of the doubt. But we're gonna get to it, like I promised you, because this came across my timeline. I said, this look interesting. What is the worst age you could be in 2025? Like, I want to know. So this is my first time really, I'm reacting to this for my first time. So I'm in awe. I'm shocked at some of the things I'm hearing and some of the things I'm seeing. So just a little disclaimer.
To buy your girl a pack of Sour Patches. Whole time grown niggas be sitting at whole bags and skim set after coming home from their warehouse job, putting their kids to sleep. As a 15-year-old boy, what are you supposed to do about that? Another shitty age you can be is 4 years old. Because 4 is when you gain consciousness for the...
You don't even remember when you were 4. Half the people on the planet don't remember when they're 4 years old. What? I thought this is like the type of ages where you develop logic and reasoning. Like, you can't say 4 years old, like, bro, that's not in void. That is like a time in your life where you're just watching Barney and Sesame Street 90% of the time. You have a whole bunch of nap times. Your whole memory is just you coloring, watching television, taking naps. Of course that's a terrible age to be. That's the worst age you could be in 2025. Nigga, that's the worst age you could be since the beginning of time. You're not even developed.
First time. Your first couple of years alive is just a straight simulation. Nothing you do is in your control. You haven't thought. This is around the age of 4. They say it only goes downhill from there. That's what they say. I ain't say that. That's what they say. You start questioning things. You start realizing tiny things. If you're conscious enough, you might even start to realize that the only reason you're on this earth is because your 2 jackass parents couldn't afford a Magnum. And that your dad got the pull-out game of Nick Cannon, bitch ass. To all my 4-year-olds in the comments, let me know if you ever thought these things. Let me know. 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 20 is gonna fuck you up because this is when it actually clicks in your brain that you are grown. After you turn 18, 19 is that grace point. When you turn 20, the world for sure gonna treat your ass like you 40.
That is true. That is 100% true. Like 18, 19, you could get away with saying, listen, I'm still a teenager. I'm still a kid. Like, I'm just, like I said, I'm 17, 2.5. I'm part 2. When you get in them 20s, like 20 literally is the first stage of you feeling old. It goes 20, 25, and it goes all the way to 30. It just skips right 25, then it skips to 30 because 25 is like, damn, I'm almost 30. But then 30 is like, 30 is not bad, but then it's like, then it skips to 35, and you like, damn, I'm almost 40. So it jumps in like 5-year increments. So 20 to 25 to 30 to 35. So 20 is like, yeah, this is where you start feeling the oldness. That's where you feel ancient to society, but you're still a baby. 25, you're still a baby. 30, you still a baby. 35, you still a baby. But 20s when it start.
And when I say the world, I mean everybody, everybody. If you ain't struggle as a kid, you go struggle now. Because now you're realizing that you're on your own. Are you finna be? You so you see your parents always keeping the pantry stocked, always having toilet paper and shit. Had y'all thinking life was gonna pull your pants out and suck your meat? Whole time it be using teeth. Niggas don't got nothing in that crib but a bag of Dorito and booth pins. Chiefing that bitch to its final atom in hopes of feeling the slightest bit of buzz to distract us from the fact that we're cooked. And the fact that booth piece of shit be hitting like a straight cig.
Don't smoke. Smoking is bad for you.
Is it making you feel any better about your current nutritional status? You better get used to not eating, little boy. You gonna have to go through them days where you get malnourished and shit. Cold, you dehydrated, tired. Kick your ears, you still gotta wake up the next day and get to that bag. You still gotta perform at your best.
Okay. So this was a little bit repulsive. But I get the gist. You know, some of these ages did seem a little bit random. I can agree about the 20. I can agree about the 18, 15. But I don't know. I feel like, you know, you're still a YN. You're still young. You're still considerably young. So I don't think that's really that bad. I think the ages where you start getting up where your metabolism don't work, people start looking at you as if you need discounts and stuff. I feel like that's the problem. That's the real time, is when society tries to label you as ancient. That's when it becomes a problem. But I don't know. I can't say which one's the worst age. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all comment down below. Let me know what's the worst age you can be in 2025. Is it 18, 15, 20, 25, 35, 45, 50, 100? I don't know. But y'all let me know. But I'm about to wrap this video up. It just looked like it just ended. We done came through with another reaction video on the worst age you could be in 2025. Remember, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, comment down below any thoughts, any opinions, any recommendations on any videos you want me to react to, because we're going to be reacting all 2025. So with that being said, I like to give all the praises to the Most High God and His one and beloved Son, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. You just tuned in with Turn Me Up Tony with another reaction video. Until I see you guys next time. Peace.